If you feel alone right now, disconnected, misunderstood, like the people around you don't get you, or the people who you used to be close to are starting to fall back, this video is for you, and this video is going to explain everything. Okay? Isolation isn't punishment. Okay? It's preparation. See, at some point on the path, chosen ones stop fitting in, right? At some point on your path, you'll realize that like old conversations, they start to feel shallow, right? And just places that you used to go don't give you the same excitement anymore. You know what I'm saying? And the like environments that you used to be in start to feel heavy. You might figure that what you thought you wanted to do all along might not be what you actually want to do, right? Like your soul's like, oh, I don't even want to do that, right? Even the people you love, like there's like a disconnect, like they can't reach you anymore. This is because you're on the chosen path. And the mistake that most people make is that thinking that something's going wrong. But again, I'm going to explain in this video why you're alone, why you're being isolated, okay? So here's what I want you to think about it. Isolation, as I said, is preparation. So what it's doing is really just, it's showing up right at the right time, okay? Because this is where you're being prepared to become your best version, right? Isolation shows up right before your elevation, like literally right before you're about to take off, right before you're about to reach your next level. You're going to be by yourself because God needs to prepare you to hear the calling, to get prepared, to be calm, to be still. And you got to eliminate all the distractions, right? The people, the things that just no longer serve you, and the things that can't go with you moving forward. So inevitably, that takes real discernment on your end. So being alone allows you to see clearly where you're going without any pull, right? Because you can't hear the calling in a noisy room. That's why a lot of people, they're just out and about doing all this extra stuff, and they're really lost because they're so caught up in the noise of the world, and they don't have that time to be by themselves, to really tap in with themselves and to tap in with source, to really figure out who they are and where they want to go, and how they want their life to look, right? They're just caught up in the present moment, but they're really not consciously creating it. It's more of like a subconscious creation. And I'm going to go and explain to you how you can really consciously create your reality, because you always are creating your reality. You're always manifesting in every single moment, right? You can't not manifest. It's just, how are you conscious of what you're manifesting, right? Just understand that God removes people before he removes limits, right? So what's going to happen here is you trying to bring all the people that you love with you, right? You're such a good person. You're such a chosen one, and you have such a kind heart, and you're like trying to help everybody and show everybody the way and do all this. But honestly, a lot of those people are not going to go with you to where you're going. They're not going to make it. And so they're holding you back. They're like dead weight. So you have to cut the weight, right? And so God will remove people out of your life who are just not meant for your path. They're not meant for your growth. They're not meant for your ascension. Maybe at least not in that time. At that time, they might come back to you later in life, like literally later on your timeline. People will spawn back into your reality. This happens all the time to the chosen one. You probably see this, right? People like from years ago will just start watching your story or liking your posts or sending you messages and stuff, right? So it's not that you're alone forever or that people don't like you forever. It's just like a temporary moment in time where God needs you to be isolated. God needs you to be alone. And it's not because you're a bad person, right? A lot of times we put so much judgment on ourselves, like, oh, like we think that there's something wrong with us. Like you might feel like there's something wrong with you, or that you did something wrong, or that you're a bad person, or like there's just something unlikable about you. That's not the case at all. People love you. You know that people love you. I love you. Shout out to yourself. You know what I'm saying? But the case is that, oh, let's turn these jets back on. 1 second. By the way, this is a good time for me to say, if you are done guessing and you want to be guided, the link is in the description, okay? I'll guide you one on one. If you're done guessing, link in the description. Anyways, like I was saying, you're not a bad person, right? It's just that the people who are meant to be in your life, you haven't even met them a lot of the times. Like God is going to introduce you to new people. You understand this, right? Like there's billions of people on the planet. God is going to bring new people into your existence, into your reality, right? People who are more aligned with you, who really love you unconditionally, who really support you, people who really resonate and match your energy. God will give them and show them to you at the right time, right after your isolation. That's part of your elevation. That's part of your growth, right? You'll get the clients, you'll get the partnerships, you'll get the love, you'll get everything. You know, the people, the social life. You'll get it all. It's all available for you. And even as a chosen one during isolation, it's always been available for you. It's available for you right now, but being alone is also available and it's necessary. So right now is the time for you to be alone. Okay? And here's what I want you to understand. It's like every level of freedom demands a season of being misunderstood. Right? So as you start to level up, right, you're gonna surprise yourself. Like you're gonna start reaching this level. Then after you reach that level, you're gonna go to another level, and then another level, and then another level, right? And so every time you reach another level requires, first of all, you need to. It's gonna be there's two levels of misunderstanding that are occurring here. Number one is within yourself. You're understanding like, oh damn, I thought this was the top. I thought this was the best level, right? Or maybe it was like, oh, I thought I was gonna feel some type of way at this level, and then so you're like, oh wow, okay, let me go to the next level, right? So there's always that within yourself, and then there's always the perspective from other people where it's like this person is just doing this now. Now they're doing that. Now they're doing that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right. And so they don't understand what you're doing as you level up, as you evolve and become their best version, right? As you raise your vibration, as you raise your frequency, as you really tap into your source energy and start to create your desired reality, right? As you escape the matrix, right? And tap into your gold soul for real. People don't understand it because every time they look at you, you're doing better. Every time they look at you, you're growing more. You're shining better, more, right? Like they can sense that on you. You're learning more, right? And so that's part of the whole. That's literally part of the whole chosen path. Okay, I just need you to understand that. So one of the biggest things about being isolated is that it like it completely destroys distraction, right? Like when you're isolated, that's any distraction is just stripped away from you. Like you have no excuses at that point because there's no girl, there's no guy, whatever whatever you're into, right? There's no party, there's no turn up event, there's no dinners, there's no event, there's no concert, there's no kickback, cookout. There's nothing going on that's really taking your focus, right? That's stripping you from the situation that you really should be focused on, which is your growth and your journey and your mission and the calling that God is telling you to be on and tap in with. And so a lot of the times you have to understand that your isolation, right? You being by yourself allows you to focus. It allows you to remember what's most important. It allows you to really tap into, okay, this is what's like required right now. This is what I should be putting all my attention and time and effort into, right? Because when you're caught up in the mix and caught up in the scene, trying to do this, this, and that, woo, 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 you start to lose sight and focus about, the goal, the mission, the calling, yourself, right? And so when you're by yourself, one of the cool things about it is like it removes validation. You don't have to please people. You don't have to get people to like you. You don't gotta get people to agree with you, and you don't have to agree with people, and you don't have to try to fit in. You don't have to do all this extra stuff to act a certain way that you're not. Right? You don't have to pretend. You don't have to seek approval. You don't have to seek permission. You can literally just be and exist within your own energetic self, within your own natural energies, which is very liberating, right? It's very freeing to do that. Because a lot of times people who, around us, they condition our behavior, or we kind of change the way we would act or the things we would say based off of who we're around. So if there's nobody around, you don't got to do any of that. You understand me? And you're also not playing the game of comparisons, which is another huge component to this whole thing. Yeah. So I mean, the biggest thing is just being. You're literally forced to sit by yourself. What if I'm about to? I can turn this light on. Nah, fuck it. But yeah, you're forced to be by yourself. Like when you're by yourself, right, and there's nobody around you, you're forced to be alone. Like, damn, okay, yeah, you could go on the internet, you could watch some videos. Shout out to you watching my video. Like, comment, subscribe. But that's that's kind of a good thing, right? So because you're by yourself, you're forced to sit by yourself. And when you're by yourself, you start questioning things, you start researching, you start looking for answers, and if you're on the chosen path and you do it the correct way, you come across videos like this, you meet people like me, you meet like-minded individuals, coaches, mentors, right? You start finding solutions and you start tapping into your greatness, right? Because you're by yourself. You start talking to God. God starts leading you the way, showing you the people you should be listening to, giving you the answers to the questions you've been having, right? Because you're by yourself and it's just you, yourself, and God. And you're not gonna unalive yourself, right? So you're just gonna relax. You're gonna have another cup of coffee, right? You're gonna breathe, right? You're gonna smile, right? Because life is good. And so when you're forced to be by yourself, when you're forced to be isolated, you're forced to show compassion to yourself. Loving yourself is so major. And when you're by yourself, you gotta love yourself. You got nobody else around you to love. No one else is going to give you love, so you gotta love yourself. And so that's a really cool part about being isolated as a chosen one. You start to really tap into your self love, right? Your heart chakra. Right? You start to love the things around you, the people, that you had in your life. You start to see their importance and their impact that they left on you. You start to just develop a closer sense of just peacefulness, being in nature, right? And it's just really a closeness with the universe, right? And that's a really cool, powerful place to be. Anyways, then 13 minutes into this video. I've said it once before, and I'll say it again. Chosen ones don't upgrade in crowds; they upgrade in silence. Like when you're out with the crowd, like you're already your best self at that moment. You feel me? You're the main character. But that's not when you're doing your personal development. That's not when you're. Oh shit! That shit got me like whoa. I thought I was back in the hood for a minute. She had me traumatized. You heard that shit? Anyways, yeah. You know, being around people just distracts you from the main thing. You got to keep the main thing the main thing. Look, here's another thing about being isolated, right? It's like it's not empty time. It's not just like downtime where you're just doing nothing, right? Like this is where you're being constructive, productive, right? This is when you're building. This is when you can start to do things and think and again, research and study, right? You can start to build and grow and network, right? This is when you do that type of stuff, right? And so being isolated, like this is one of the best times for you to just start like get in your bag, like start focusing on your brand or your business. Start, start innovating, start creating. This is when you can start doing that type of stuff. Whew. Man, I used to pray to have a jacuzzi like this. So grateful, so blessed. Here's some framework I'll give you. Okay. If you're still watching this video, you're serious about your personal development and your growth. So I'm going to give you 5 concepts, right? 5 concepts or 5 pieces, pillars, if you will, for the foundation, right? The foundation here, the framework. Number one is going to be, well, let me say this first. Let me preface it by saying this. You're right where you need to be. You're always at the right place at the right time. Believe that right now. Okay. And so number one, right, with the frameworks, discernment. You need to know that, right? You need to believe that, right? Get out of the victim mindset, like, oh, I'm alone. That's fine. That's really okay. Like we've been through, right? Watch the video, right? We already established that. So using your discernment will give you the peace of mind, like, okay, just because I'm alone, it's fine. It's not a problem, right? You can also start to see who is real, right? That's going to start to give you like your power back because you can then decide who you want to bring back into your life or not let back into your life, or just moving forward who you allow into your life, right? You can see who's real and who's meant for you, who's aligned with your path, who's aligned with your calling, who's aligned with where you want to be and where you want to go, right? And so that discernment allows you to essentially protect your energy, right? And you're not gonna you don't get caught up wasting your time with people who are just not worth it, right? Okay, so that's number one. Number two, discipline. When you're isolated, you're going to be forced to develop some type of discipline. Otherwise, you'll become a slob. You'll become a bum. Right? Literally, like this is so crazy. Right? If you have nobody around you, you're forced to do all the cleaning. Like you got to do your laundry, you got to do the dishes, you got to do the bed, you got to do everything around you. Like you got to take care of yourself. Right? And so taking care of yourself requires discipline. Unless you completely just let yourself go. Right? So that's a good thing. And then you start going to the gym. You realize, damn, really, like nobody's here to save me. If I want my life to change, right? If you want your life to change, you start taking full accountability, right? So you start developing discipline, right? Different patterns, different traits, different characteristics that make sure things get done and that you get results, right? Because you understand, like, damn, my life is up to me. So that's the second thing I want you to take into consideration with this framework here. Number three is the level of self trust that you develop. Like, first of all, here's the thing. A lot of times we hang out with people because we don't like being like we don't even like being alone. So we distract ourselves with people, right? That's real talk. Like coming up, like on your path, you might have done that. Not maybe not as you reach your next awakening, but there's been a time where you might have just distracted yourself, or the fact that you didn't really like yourself, or you were uncomfortable being by yourself, right? With other people, the presence of other people, you would just hang out with people just because you don't want to sit there with your own thoughts, right? You would get around people just because you were kind of you had like a guilty conscience, or you were just you knew that if you were by yourself, you would just end up doing something that you shouldn't do, right? Or just making sure that you have people around you, because if not, who knows? You know what I'm saying? So you really relied on other people to be like your source of existence. But when you're by yourself, you stop asking everybody else. You stop looking to see what everybody else is doing. You stop considering. You stop wondering. You stop comparing. You stop seeking everybody else's approval and permission. Again, you just trust yourself now, right? You start making your own decisions. You start trusting your own intuition, your own heart, your own mind. You're not worried about their opinions, what they think you should do, and what they suggest. And it does, like, listening to all these people who don't understand who you are and what you got going on as a chosen one. It's not serving you any good. So that's why you're starting to just trust yourself, right? You're developing more self confidence with yourself because you realize like these people don't even get you. Hold on, I'm gonna give you number 4 in a second. If this video is helping you, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And like I said before, if you're looking for more guidance, right? If you're done guessing and you want real guidance, one-on-one mentorship, link in the description. We'll start you off with a chosen one breakthrough call. We'll see where you're at. We'll get you on one of my mentorship programs, whether that's the Westbrook's method or the Authority Accelerator program. Either way, would love to help you out. Now, the 4th one is vision. When you're by yourself, you're going to develop vision, right? You're going to start to see, okay, this is where I'm going. This is my path. This is where I'm headed, right? You finally hear yourself, right? You finally are able to see like the light, all right? There's no more confusion. There's no more fog. You start to see clear again. And that's a really rewarding and fulfilling thing, okay? Number 5 is it's detachment. Like you just you just let go of all expectations. Like I mean, other than that, like other than feeling good and knowing that the best is coming and that everything's always working out for you, like you stop just holding other people to certain because you just know like people are not like you just detach from like the world, you detach from the conformity, you detach from society, you detach from whatever like what it's supposed to like you just it doesn't matter. You're so tapped in with God that you just know that what you're doing is the right thing, and so you don't even care. You detach from fear, you detach from loss and concepts like that. Like you don't even care about petty things like that. You just are so focused and aligned with yourself and your path that you detach from anything other than that. Like literally, if it has nothing to do with who you are and where you're going in your best self, you don't even like you just detach from it because you become unaffected and unfazed and unbothered by things going around the world, like the politics. Like not that you don't care, that you're aware fully, but it's like you don't let it get to you. You don't let things get to you, right? You're not attached to people. You're not attached to emotions. You're not dependent on people and situations and then like anything. You just know that you got yourself, right? You got God and all these traits that I just gave you in the framework. And so that gives you just a lot of power, a lot of just, right? And see, when you're by yourself, like you got 2 types of people. And honestly, most people quit here. Most people quit right here, right before the shift. You might have seen this picture where there's like a guy with like a hack saw type of shit. And he's like chiseling away at the diamonds. It's like 2 people, right? And the one dude is super close. Like there's a wall. It's like 1 hit away from all the diamonds and the treasure. But because he didn't get there yet, he's like turned away and takes back his tool. He's like walking home. While above him, in the same tunnel, dude who just went 1 extra step, boom, didn't give up, boom, didn't quit, boom, tapped into the treasure, tapped into the diamonds, tapped into the gold, right? And so that's what happens is most people quit right before the shift. They stop right before the success. They quit too soon. They stop too soon. They give up before the glory. Yeah, they do. They give up before the glory, not understanding that the isolation is a part of the story. Yeah. But the ones who know keep going. The chosen ones like yourself that keep going. We don't quit. You keep going right before the shift, right before the good part, right? Right when the going gets tough and gets tougher and tougher. Chosen ones know that tough times don't make weak people, they make tough people. Right? Tough people make tough times make tough people. And so as a chosen one, you're not gonna quit. If you're feeling isolated right now, you're not behind. Okay? You're being refined. That's all. You're literally just being refined. If you need to go back and watch this video, watch this video, okay? You are not alone, okay? You're ready. Comment prepared if this spoke to you, right? I would love to know what you're going through. You know, do you feel alone? Do you have friends? Like, what is your life situation like? You know, where are you at on your chosen path? This channel is for the chosen ones who refuse to live normal, right? Episode 4 is about to be lit, on the way. It's coming soon. It's going to be about why chosen ones quit. Like, most chosen ones do quit. I'm going to be honest with you. Most chosen ones quit before everything changes. Like, because I'm going to clear the air right now. Just because you're chosen doesn't mean that you answered the call. Like, God has chosen you to fulfill a calling. And so you need to be one of the chosen ones who answers the call. So I'm going to make a video about why chosen ones quit. Like, most chosen ones. A lot of people, they know. Like, they know. You've seen this. You know people like this. It might even be you. Like, you're a chosen one, but you just don't, you just quit on yourself. Right? So I'm going to make a video about that in video number 4. Why most chosen ones quit right before everything shifts. It's going to be a good one. And again, if you're ready to be guided instead of guessing, the link is below. So you can learn about how I work with chosen ones personally, one-on-one. As always, stay happy, healthy, wealthy, blessed, and focus on success. And when you see me drop another video, you already know what to do, man. Tap in. Peace.